generally, I agree. I tend to agree with the national media on most stuff. I mean, I do. Very rarely am I like, what are you talking about? Can I tell you where I just don't have any connection at all is this story is one of these stories that comes out about 3 times a year, and I think the exact opposite of the way the media does. So Zack Greinke is a great pitcher. The Dodgers gave him a very fair offer. He's 32. They said, here's 5 years and $150 million. He's like, I want 2 more years and $200 million. And the Dodgers said, no. Good for the Dodgers. And all these baseball writers, oh my God, oh my. 4 of the top 5 salaries in the sport are starting pitchers. None have World Series titles. The great David Price has never won a playoff game as a starter, 0-7. How'd that Max Scherzer thing work out? He had 2 no-hitters. His team still couldn't make the playoffs. Having a great starting staff like 2 aces is sort of like Jay Leno's car collection. You can only drive one at a time. The rest are parked in the dark. Who cares? I'd rather have a good starting staff, and in 2015 with no HGH, where nobody's hitting. You don't need transcendent starting pitching like the Phillies tried to do in 2011. Remember when they loaded up, they got all these great... It ruined their club. You don't need Zack Greinke to hold teams to 3 runs anymore. Do what Kansas City's doing. I mean, the Giants won a World Series a couple of years ago with 1 good starter and a good bullpen. You don't need to have 2 and 3 aces. The Mets did. How'd it work out? The sport now, nobody can hit. Do you realize since 2000, let me look up the number here because I couldn't even believe this. The National League average last year was 253. Nobody's hitting. You don't need Clayton Kershaw to win a World Series. Spend your money on bullpens and hitting. Like Kansas City, get athletic guys that go first to third in a single, second to home on a single. On a short sack fly can score from third. That's the sport because nobody can hit. It's like overpaying for butter. It's butter. What's the point?